Hello, it's my lunchtime. I'm sorry for the air conditioned noise, but it's really loud in the portables. Um, Laminating some Uno cards. And this is just not the whole deck, because this is a huge deck. I don't know if anybody's ever played Uno No Mercy, but it's a big deck. I don't even know how many cards exactly. 168 cards. And I've taken out the special cards and you could just tape it like this one. I mean, that would have been fine. But I wanted to do the extra step of laminating them. And so when they have these special take 4, or I'll say +4, and then I'll write plus vocabulary. Recite the vocabulary mainly. And then I can just, on the game table will be the game with just printed out vocabulary. Well, what do? Do they have to know the vocabulary? Yes, but sometimes I start a chapter with a board game. Bingo, Uno, Monopoly, because sometimes they're asleep. They're not paying attention. And even your studious students who are doing the work, they're not understanding it. They're not truly remembering. And you've done your lessons, and so at this point, it's just straight up memorization. You need to get them to memorize that vocabulary. And that's where this game comes from. Hey. So if you have the cards of any vocabulary, they can do. And they just follow the instructions on the card and read the vocabulary. And then students played Monopoly, and I replaced the community chest with vocabulary. So if they get community chest, they read the vocabulary. It's just reading vocabulary. That's it. Over and over again. And then we have some extra special rules, like if they go to jail, they can go to this area and stay as a guest if they read one vocabulary from each pile. Every time they pass go and get $200, they also have to read both vocabularies from the chance and the community chest. And they love it. They just love, just incorporate vocabulary into everything. I'm gonna start off with a Uno card. And you can do this with any card game, to be honest. And I like to get those annotation strips. These are the little cheapy ones. And then I simply write on the card, read vocabulary. I don't need them to memorize it as far as, just posting the words. Don't do that, because you want to use these Uno card games for all your chapters that you're teaching. So if you just have actual vocabulary on the card, that's going to be a problem, because then you could only use that set of cards when you're teaching the Gilded Age. Well, what about the Civil Rights Movement or Vietnam? And so you want to be able to take out these cards, and it just has the simple word vocabulary. And that lets the student know they need to, when they pull out that card and they put it on the table, they slap it on the table, the person who that card affects, so like the person to the right or the left, however they go, they're going to have to draw 2 cards or draw 4 cards or whatever, and then they're going to also have to read the vocabulary. And they get to choose the word that they want to recite. Everybody has to be quiet and listen. And it gets to the point, I kid you not, that after a couple of rounds, they have memorized it, you know, and social Darwinism, blah, blah, blah. And they'll just, boom, that. Like, I know what that is because you tell them, as a teacher, you tell them, paraphrase, so, get to the point where you can recite the vocabulary in your own words. And that's always a good thing. They don't want to say the vocabulary that's on the vocabulary sheet, because I just print out Quizlet vocabulary lists, so. So I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to have my lunch. I'm having leftovers, eggs, and potatoes from breakfast. And then I'll read my book. I'm reading Ivanhoe. And my first note. This is my annotated by Erica Abbott. Always cut the edges round so they don't stab themselves, because if you do a straight edge, it hurts. To be poked with a straight edge laminate, it hurts. Thank you for joining me on my lunch break as I put together this Uno game for our next chapter. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and click on notifications to join me. And I have coffee chats, and I work at my art room. I'm reading Ivanhoe, and I'll have a read with me and annotate with me video coming up. And I like to do these lunchtime videos now. I usually post on TikTok, but I think I'm making a real transition into YouTube. I spread myself thin when I try to do both, and usually YouTube would, get the short end of the stick. But I think I'm going to move full-time to YouTube, and so please like this video and subscribe so that you can catch all my videos and my YouTube lives. So thank you, and y'all have a great rest of the week.